Hello, I am Beholder, and we're going to be talking about an amazing album. Very short, but the artist is Falchion. Falchion. I think that's how you say it. I'm not good at pronouncing anything, it seems. The album the album name is called Tales from the Fabled Forest. It was released in 2019. It's comfy synth with a mix of dungeon synth, good 50-50. Released September 30th, 2019. Falchion has a few albums on Bandcamp. They're straight out of Katona, New York. Let's just talk about the music. I listened to this through the Comfy Synth archives, and when I click on that, as I'm listening, I then go to Bandcamp. Maybe I'm just realizing I should just listen to it on the Bandcamp. But this is something that made me feel true wonderment, and I love when any kind of music could make me feel childish wonderment. As I was listening to it, it made me want to just... amazing. It made me want to listen to play World of Warcraft and other, fantasy-based games. Mute the soundtrack from the game and just have this on the background. I will say that these right here on YouTube, these weren't time-stamped, so there are 6 tracks, and I couldn't tell which was which. It just was this flowing, ever-flowing, beautiful music. I feel like it was more dungeon synth, and I'm sorry if I'm stuttering over myself and having a hard time speaking. I generally have a hard time speaking, but every part of this album just made me feel different kinds of childish wonderment and different kinds of imagery, and that's great as well if it can make me think of just fantastical landscapes and nature. The album cover on this is amazing. No complaints here. Every part of it captures the sound and then the music, brings me further into my own youth and discovering fantasy-based games and novels. This music just kept bringing me back in time and made me reflect in these times of when I discovered these things that I still love to this day. I sadly can't, since I wasn't focusing on the track, the track names and when tracks were coming in, since I was just lost in a daze when listening to this, I can't talk about individual tracks. So, for now, I'll just think about this whole album as one big track, even though that's not what it is at all, but that's how I perceived it. It just made me think of maybe certain places, and I have an affinity, sadly, to World of Warcraft, and I love the soundtrack to that, and I do fall asleep to the soundtrack of World of Warcraft almost every day. So this gave me those vibes, but it was greater because it was comforting. It wasn't completely overly epic. I know there's certain dungeon synth and comfy synth hybrid projects that go over the top with sounding epic and big and high production and just over the top, too many layers. This brought me to a great place in my mind. As is, it didn't need to have 24 layers or plus 32 or 64 layers, you know? Yes, I'm going to take a sip of a drink. I don't want this to go on too long. I just want you to listen to it. I did notice there was a sold out cassette release. I don't know when that was, but I don't know. I'm too slow, but if I knew about this and it was like brand new and this had just come out, you know I would be getting this right away. I honestly wish it was longer, a lot longer. If this thing was an hour long, that would be amazing. Like, I'm inclined to listen to more if it sounds just like this, I guess. I guess I might keep this short and simple. If you have a love of anything that relates to old school fantasy, or like average fantasy, screw it, even high fantasy, like themes, but like not epic battles, but like maybe wistful tavern songs. I don't know, that's the best way I can say it. Wistful, I don't know, I just, when I look at this cover, I think of like morning, like early morning, like right now, sunrise. Yeah, it makes me think of that. Anyways, that's my discussion of this. I hope I talked about it and gave the impression that I really like this, because I do. Check it out. I am Beholder. Peace out.